happening, my friends? Today we're talking about some of the biggest mistakes that you can do while using cover and concealment. Please, for the love of God, don't do these couple things wrong because they're so absolutely terrible. You'll just die immediately. Maybe while you're watching this video, you think about doing these things and boom, you die. It'll be listed as a corona death, but the real cause was thinking about cover the wrong way. But for you guys, here's the don't do this. You'll see Ben in the background. Ben's over here practicing. He's a camera guy.
Warrior Post Society with John Lovell. Worst way to use cover, take what?
He's also into competitive shooting, and so he's doing the wrong thing right now. And I'm gonna square him away. You guys are gonna learn with it, but he's got some really bad habits that he can drag into a battlefield when doing cover and concealment. I noticed this and I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. Let's do a video on this because other guys are gonna be able to benefit from it as well. There's a couple things that if you do these things, you become very, very easy to take out on a battlefield. May work really well on a competitive shooting course. Love competitive shooting, by the way, but it's just not conducive to battlefield stuff when they're shooting back at you. So we wanna cover a couple of those things. And I think you'll learn and grow on the journey. So let's do that.
I just want you guys to know that I'm just like you, only a lot worse.
You're just gonna pop out and shoot that steel. Just give me one good hit and hold whatever you've got.
Okay.
So I can take a good look at what you're doing. All right, bro, it's on you.
Okay.
Squat down so they see it a bit better. All right, so I told you to stop and stay there. So on the one hand, you started in a flag position, so before you even started, your knee was exposed to the target.
Oh.
This is a really, really bad thing, and people typically don't have the body awareness to know that they're flagged. This is an unforgivable sin regarding cover and concealment because this shows them where you're popping out. It starts the battlefield's death clock in advance. So if a bad guy sees that, that means they can just train their muzzle on this piece of cover, and the moment you pop out, you're gonna eat a bullet.
Yeah, and I didn't even realize, I mean, from this vantage point, I didn't even realize, but my knee is like in full view of the target.
Yep, and so here's one thing is you want to always play in a little bit closer than you think, particularly on the left side. Right-handed shooters have less spatial awareness on the support side. So wherever you think to set up on the support side, play it in a little bit closer. Copy?
Copy.
All right, very good. The next thing is you came out in this wild Jean-Claude Van Damme split.
That hurts me just looking at it.
You were enthusiastic, you were excited, and I like that aggression, but you couldn't have been more of a target. Let's keep your leg under your body so that you're not way out here. This is bad for retreat as well. You can't really move. For us to be able to run, we'd have to be able to bring this leg in, get our legs up under us, and then we're off to the races. And so in every way it's bad, so let's play it in closer.
Okay.
A third thing that you did really, really bad is you took a shot and then immediately retreated, and that's like saying, the battlefield is mine, but now you can have it.
Totally.
It's like fire superiority. Nope.
No, back up you.
Bro, you just gained the battlefield.
Yeah.
Let them hide behind your bullets.
So one of the reasons why I took that big leap, because I wasn't actually sure where the target was in relation to the wall, and so I felt like if I went further out, I would be able to see where the guy was.
I understand. What
should I have done instead of doing that?
Sure, and I like it. And as a competitive shooter, you may have a multiple target array, and whatever you can get away with, the best thing you should do is, it's all about shoot fast and shoot accurate, but there's no real gig other than don't cross the fault line for being exposed to multiple threats. In our game, it means all those death clocks start simultaneously, and though you're quick on the first guy, okay on the second, the third guy's like eating an apple while he slays you, like he's got a long time. And so the best thing to do is when you come out on target, maybe I'll pop out and I don't really see anybody. What I can do is like, all right, I own all that. I'll take another step and I'll own all this. And then another step and I'll own this. So what I'm advocating is I'll break down the battlefield into successive little bites. Yeah, and I don't like this foot to ever step out farther than your body. Let's go ahead and run it again. All right, much better, and you held the line. Notice your shoot, that's 2 shots in a row in the belly. That's much better. What I noticed that time is you had a nice step like you were going for it, you didn't see it, and then you kind of eased.
Oh.
Now this is what's called a sneak, and that one wasn't terrible. You were on them pretty darn quick, and so I saw something I didn't like. Sneaking is not sneaky. Here, go ahead and holster up.
Okay.
I'm gonna show the guys at home something real quick, and I'm gonna use just Charlie's Angel's finger gun at you, but tell me which adversary you would least want to face. There we go. Here's one. Shot. Or shot. You'll notice the second one was an ambush. The first one, to me, it felt really sneaky, like I'm gonna get him, I'm gonna get him, and then it's go time. But when you go real smooth and slow, I feel sneaky, but because you're just gonna flag something or they see you coming because you're going really slow, it's a lot easier to take you out.
When exactly are you putting your finger on the trigger?
Putting your finger on the trigger before your sights are aligned is a violation of Universal Firearm Safety Rule. Finger off the trigger until the sights are aligned, the decision to shoot has been made. And so some folks, knowing they're gonna pop out and shoot a target, will go ahead and creep into the trigger well right there, and then they'll pop out so that they can take every advantage possible. But really, downrange, you don't know what's changed, tactically speaking, of like, do they have a hostage now? Or have they moved altogether? As a non-combatant ran into your lane? You don't know. So you can't put your finger on the trigger until the sights are aligned, the decision to shoot has been made. So keep your finger off the trigger. All right, cool. Let's do this one more time. Let's do from the knee this time.
From the knee?
From the knee.
Like
kneeling.
Like kneeling?
Kneeling. Let's do kneeling.
Ah, dang it.
All right, I'm watching your angle. By the way, I'd say you're a little too close to that cover. Back up just a tiny bit. Crowding your cover is an entire other conversation where some folks at home will be like, don't crowd your cover. Guess what? Sometimes you don't have the choice. Sometimes it is the right answer to get choked up closer. And sometimes, whenever you can back up, you should back up. But just understand, for everything you do, you lose something. As I back up, I'm more exposed to the whole battlefield.
Right.
So.
Right. Here we go.
Yep. How do you feel right there?
You
look
I
great.
need to lose some weight.
You look great.
Like my butt's heavy and my belly's bigger.
Yeah, so you're hanging out over there.
Yep.
What would happen if he was actually just 1 foot over to the
Dude,
left?
if that had happened, I would topple over.
It looked like you were a gentle breeze from falling over. What that means is you don't have a great platform to have multiple follow-up shots.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more difficult to really get your sights aligned because you're focusing on not falling. If you found that you couldn't gain fire superiority, you don't have a quick retreat. And if they took 1 step to their left, then you can't actually make the shot. You just see him, he sees you, and you can't gain any more ground because you are starting the battle at the far extremity of your balance.
So what in the world should I have done?
Let's pie up the battlefield into easier to digest chunks.
Well, I didn't even move my knee. I kept my knee planted, John. I just merely went over.
The considerations of knee up or knee down, there's tons of them. If you don't move your base at all when you lurch out, you're dealing with kind of half a deck here. Let's try it again. Oh, fantastic. Look at that. And look at how stable you are. Also, very little of your body is afforded to the target. I see this shoulder is, the tip of this knee, and man, you get shot in the knee, that's a really, really sucky day. But if you go leg up, your knee is also exposed to the target. So in our Pistol 2 class, I'll let people go knee up, knee down. I don't really care. Just understand you need a base to be able to shoot up. You need a platform, and too many people get in the lean mentality. Leaning is great when you're sure that they are already stuck in that place. They haven't moved. You know where they are. Then you can go ahead and lean. But if you're kind of like in seek and destroy mode, you're gonna need to take at least a partial base with you.
Okay.
If not a full one. In review here, we saw a few different things. We saw you come out and then immediately retreat. There's very few instances where I'd want to do that. I want to get fire superiority as fast as possible.
But it's so true. It's so true. I mean, that's how I always train it. You pop out and you go back to reset. But I wonder then, would that translate to a real world situation? I almost wonder if my muscle memory would then, I would just go back.
So I just did a one-man room clearing class this last weekend. Doing our training classes about, and folks would do that same thing. They'd come out, they'd pop out, see somebody and be like, oh crap, and they'd go, ah, and then they came out. But when they popped back out, it was using the same piece of cover the same way twice, and they always ate a bullet. The best time you have to deal with that threat is when you first pop out, he sees you, you see them. There's a certain amount of OODA loop time that works there. Your best chances of crushing and getting fire superiority is throw a wall of lead, effective fire into that target and let them go down or run. Now you have fire superiority, and whoever gains fire superiority and knows what to use it, how to use it, crushes. So another thing that you did that irritated me, but I was dealing with the biggest stuff first, is you rotated the gun over when you shot. Instead of being upright, you were here.
Yeah.
But if you have any offset between muzzle and optic,
especially on a rifle.
let's go ahead and move over. Gross. Very good. Now I'm gonna pop out and then hold. Right now I am on target. My red dot is on the target, but if you'd look, I would have just been blowing that target to smithereens.
The wall.
Yeah, the wall right here. So anyway, the best thing I can do, even if my body cants over, like this, my gun stays upright,
Gotcha.
like so.
All right,
and that can happen at the same time, right there.
All right.
Very good. And one more time, pop out, don't shoot. Good, and cool. Guys, this is some of the biggest mistakes, the worst stuff you can do with cover and concealment as it relates to security, war fighting, self-defense, any of that home defense. If you want more, and you do want more, check out our Pistol 1 and our Pistol 2 class, also our Rifle 1 and Rifle 2 class on our network. Watch WPSN.com. It's full classes where I'll talk about all the stuff I wish I could do in a YouTube video. And so get training, whether it's online through a streaming service or in person. We got all kinds of classes around the U.S. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Appreciate all you guys, and we'll see you next time. All right, reps, reps, reps.
My arms are burning.
Hey guys, what's happening? This is Paul Perkerson, training director for Warrior Poet Society. Rifle 3 is kind of a new curriculum. Been running this for about a year, something that I developed to really kind of complete what we think should be part of that functional skill set for a complete rifleman. Here, we start to merge two platforms, our primary and secondary rifle and pistol, so we work rifle-pistol transitions. We start working shooting while moving, and then we teach an additional unconventional shooting position as well for working around cover more effectively. Then the second part of the course is nothing but running drills. It's nothing but really pressure checking your skills under stress with an elevated heart rate to show how much just a little bit of stress can diminish capability and how important fitness is when it comes to winning fights, any kind of fight. And I think it's important to emphasize here, you don't have to be an Olympic level athlete to take this class, okay? So don't let it intimidate you. Everything is self-paced. You're gonna work at your speed when you come out here. That's Rifle 3, guys. I hope you come out and train with me, man. Hope to see you guys on the range sometime soon. What's that thing John says? Train hard, train smart, stay free, guys.